ever get that feeling like you're meant for something different? Deep down, like there's this other you trying to get out.
Yeah.
That's what we're unpacking today.
Okay.
As we deep dive into Lisa's memoir, Becoming Lisa,
Right.
it's about her journey to live authentically as a transgender woman.
Okay.
And trust me, it's a story that'll stay with you.
It is, it's remarkable how her story, like, captures that universal longing to be comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
She takes us right back to her childhood, to, like, vivid memory at age 5, where she wished she had been born a girl.
Wow.
It really makes you think about how early these feelings of identity can, like, emerge.
It's like that moment you realize the clothes you're wearing just don't feel right, except imagine feeling that way about your own body.
Right.
And what's so powerful is that this feeling never really goes away for Lisa.
Yeah.
Even though she has what some might consider a typical boyhood, playing sports, early experiences with sex, even serving in the military.
Yeah.
That disconnect was always there.
And that's what we call gender dysphoria, right? That feeling of disalignment between your internal sense of self and the physical traits you're born with.
Yeah.
It's important to understand it's not about societal expectations or what you're supposed to be. It's a, like, deeply personal experience.
Exactly. And for Lisa, this wasn't just some passing phase.
Right.
She even saw a psychologist when she was young, hoping these feelings would, like, disappear.
Yeah.
But as we learn throughout her memoir, wanting to be someone else and being your most authentic self.
Yeah.
Those are two very different things.
Absolutely. It speaks to how deeply ingrained gender identity is. Now, Lisa's early life wasn't all about internal struggles. Her relationship with Sandy, who she eventually married, is incredibly touching.
Yeah.
They met in Curacao,
Okay.
Sandy's home country. And Lisa describes this, like, instant connection, like a dream she'd held on to since childhood.
It's like a storybook romance. Finding love in such an unexpected place, it makes you wonder about the role of fate, you know? But as we read on, we learn about the devastating loss of Sandy to suicide.
Right.
It's a stark reminder that life can throw, like, unimaginable curveballs, even when things seem happy.
And this loss deeply impacted Lisa, not just, personally, but also in her relationship with her son, Brett.
Yeah.
It's a lot for anyone to cope with. And you really see her strength and how she navigates her own grief while supporting her son through his.
It's heartbreaking to think about.
Yeah.
And this is where things take a really significant turn. After Sandy's death, Lisa makes the, pivotal decision to finally embrace her true self and transition.
Wow.
It's almost as if this immense loss, in a way, gave her the permission she needed to prioritize her own happiness and authenticity.
That's a really insightful observation. It wasn't about forgetting Sandy or their life together.
Yeah.
It was about, honoring her own journey and aligning her life with who she truly was.
Yeah.
And it's at this point that we start to see Lisa taking those, like, concrete steps towards becoming the woman she always knew she was.
Right.
One of the first things she does is reconnect with cross-dressing.
Okay.
Something she, explored in the past.
Yeah.
She talks about how it provided temporary relief from the dysphoria.
Right.
A way to express her femininity, even though she knew it wasn't a permanent solution.
It reminds me of those times you try on a new outfit and catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, and even if it's not the right fit yet, you get a flash of who you could be, right?
Absolutely. And it highlights how personal this journey is.
Yeah.
Cross-dressing and being transgender aren't the same thing.
Yeah.
For Lisa, it was a way to connect with that feminine side while, navigating the complexities of transitioning.
Right.
She also mentions a Brazilian butt surgery she had.
Okay.
It might seem like an unusual step, but it speaks to her desire to reshape her body to match her internal sense of self.
You can really sense Lisa taking charge of her life, one step at a time.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that body dysphoria, that disconnect between your mind and body, is a very real and often distressing experience for many transgender individuals.
Yeah.
This surgery was about addressing a specific part of that for Lisa and feeling more comfortable in her own skin.
Exactly. And this was just one piece of the puzzle, right? Lisa also began therapy.
Okay.
With Sandra, a therapist specializing in gender identity.
Right.
This became a safe space for her to kind of unpack her emotions,
Yeah.
face her fears head on, and, map out her transition journey.
It's like having a guide in uncharted territory, right?
Yeah.
Someone who can help you navigate all the complexities and
Right.
make sense of what you're going through.
Precisely. And it wasn't just about medical procedures.
Good.
Therapy was about Lisa coming to terms with her identity,
Yeah.
understanding the challenges that society might throw her way,
Yeah.
and building that crucial support network.
And speaking of support, Lisa's memoir really highlights the incredible role her friends played.
Oh, yeah.
There's Veronica, another transgender woman,
Right.
who becomes a kind of mentor, offering advice and wisdom based on her own experiences.
Having someone who truly gets it
Right.
can make all the difference, right?
Yeah.
It's that shared understanding, that empathy,
Yeah.
the reassurance that you're not alone on this path.
Lisa also had her close friend Dee, who became like her ultimate wing woman, going to appointments with her, offering encouragement, and just being there every step of the way.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful example of the power of friendship, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Transitioning can feel, isolating.
Right.
So having someone like Dee by her side, celebrating her journey and providing unwavering support was, invaluable.
Yeah.
But alongside therapy and the support of her amazing friends, Lisa also started taking those concrete steps
Right.
towards, physically transitioning.
Okay.
This included laser hair removal and electrolysis
Right.
to achieve a more, feminine appearance.
Yeah.
You can almost feel her taking control, shaping her outer self
Yeah.
to match her inner truth.
It's like each step, no matter how small. Right.
Brought her closer to living authentically as Lisa.
Exactly.
And then comes a major milestone, legally changing her name.
Wow.
She talks about the emotional impact of finally seeing Lisa
Right.
on official documents.
Yeah.
It's like a public declaration of her true self.
Right.
A shedding of the old and an embrace of the new.
It's a powerful moment. And as you might imagine, telling, her friends and family brought a mix of reactions.
Which is completely understandable, right?
Yeah.
Change can be challenging,
Right.
especially when it comes to something as personal as gender identity.
Yeah, for sure.
Some people struggle to understand, while others offered immediate and unconditional support.
Exactly. Everyone's journey of acceptance is different, and it's okay to have different reactions.
Yeah.
What matters is, approaching these conversations with empathy, both for the person transitioning and for those who might need a little time to process.
It's a good reminder that even with the best intentions, sometimes we need a little grace.
To understand what someone else is going through.
Yeah, for sure.
But while the support of loved ones is crucial,
Right.
Lisa's story also shines a light on the importance of inner strength.
Yeah.
She faces, prejudice and negativity, even a sexual assault, which are painful reminders of the very real challenges many transgender individuals face.
It's heartbreaking to read about.
Yeah.
And it underscores the importance of addressing transphobia and creating a safer world for everyone.
Right.
And yet, even in the face of this adversity,
Right.
Lisa demonstrates incredible resilience,
Yeah.
refusing to let these experiences derail her journey.
That's the thing about Lisa's story. It's not about sugarcoating the tough stuff.
Right, yeah.
It's about her honesty and vulnerability.
Yeah.
And that makes her resilience all the more powerful.
It's what makes her story so compelling.
Yeah.
She doesn't shy away from the, complexities.
Right.
And in doing so, she invites us to confront them alongside her.
Right.
And this brings us to, a pivotal moment, Lisa's gender confirmation surgery.
Okay.
We get a sense of her anticipation leading up to it, the mix of excitement
Yeah.
and perhaps a touch of fear as she prepares for this life-changing procedure.
It's a huge decision.
It is.
And I imagine those emotions are completely understandable.
Yeah.
It's like standing on the edge of a precipice,
Yeah,
knowing that once you take that leap, there's no going back.
exactly. And it's crucial to remember that not every transgender person chooses to undergo surgery.
Right.
And that's perfectly valid.
Right,
It's
yeah.
a deeply personal choice.
Yeah.
And Lisa's memoir offers us a glimpse into her experience without trying to speak for the entire transgender community.
Yeah.
She focuses on her truth,
Right.
and in doing so, opens up a space for understanding and empathy.
And she really takes us through the whole experience.
Yeah.
Her time at the recovery center,
Yeah.
the initial weeks of healing,
Yeah.
and the challenges that came with that process. It's a good reminder that even though surgery is a, crucial step for many,
Yeah.
it's not like flipping a switch.
Right. It's a journey within a journey.
All right.
Lisa is very open about the fact that recovery was tough.
Yeah.
The pain, the need for dilation,
Right.
which is, a process of gently stretching the tissue to help it heal properly.
Right. Yeah.
And all the adjustments your body and mind go through.
Yeah.
She doesn't shy away from those less glamorous aspects.
Yeah.
which makes her story all the more authentic.
It's that honesty that makes her story so relatable, I think.
Yeah.
She's like letting us in on the whole experience, not just the highlights.
Exactly.
And as she heals, you really start to see Lisa kind of blossoming into this new chapter of her life.
Exactly. And it's not that life suddenly becomes perfect.
Right.
But there's this, like, palpable sense of peace and happiness in her words.
Yeah.
This feeling of finally being at home in her own skin.
Yeah.
She even shares this great anecdote about being at the laundromat. And a mother and daughter just see her as a woman, no questions asked.
Wow.
It's a small moment, but it speaks volumes about how far she's come.
It's those little interactions, those everyday moments of being seen for who you are that must feel so validating.
Right, exactly.
Of course, Lisa's journey also involves navigating those like shifting dynamics in her existing relationships with her son, her brother,
Right.
and the new people she meets along the way.
Like ripples on a pond, right?
Yeah.
Transitioning doesn't just impact the individual.
Right.
It impacts everyone around them.
Yeah.
It requires understanding and adjustment.
Right.
And Lisa captures both the beauty and the challenges of those evolving connections.
Her relationship with her son, Brett, is especially poignant.
It is.
He's dealing with the loss of his mother.
Right.
And now trying to, process his father's transition.
Yeah.
It's a lot for anyone to handle, let alone, a young person.
Absolutely. And what's remarkable is how Lisa handles it with such grace.
Yeah. She recognizes that Brett needs time and space to, come to terms with everything.
Right.
It's not about forcing acceptance.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
about open communication, honesty, and allowing that relationship to kind of evolve organically.
It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is give people the space to find their own way.
It really is.
As we wrap up our deep dive into Lisa's memoir,
Yeah.
one thing that really stands out is her resilience. I mean,
Right.
she faced self-doubt, societal prejudice,
Yeah.
the emotional roller coaster of transition.
Right.
Yet through it all, she found the strength to embrace her true self.
Her story is a testament to the power of authenticity,
Yeah,
even when it's, difficult.
Yeah.
Makes you think.
it does.
What would it take for each of us to fully embrace who we are?
Yeah.
And how can we better support those around us who are on that same journey?
It's a question worth pondering.
Yeah.
And I think Lisa's story gives us a beautiful framework for exploring those ideas.
It does. It's a story about courage, vulnerability,
Yeah.
and the transformative power of self-acceptance.
Right.
Reminding us that being true to ourselves is an ongoing journey.
Yeah.
And it's a journey worth taking.
Absolutely.
So until next time, keep asking those tough questions, keep diving deep,
Yeah.
and most importantly, keep embracing your most authentic self.